Minion in. I feel like this video needs to start with a disclaimer, because I'm going to do some criticizing in it. Bless Unleashed is a very cool game. I love it. I wouldn't still be playing it after a whole year if I didn't. And I'm a big fan of the Spring 2021 update. It got a ton of stuff right. But, devs, what the fuck?
Come for the game, stay for the commentary.
Ain't nothing but a seat then, baby.
I did a video recently titled Bad Secrets, which made some waves in part because I was pretty angry when I made it because I just recently consoled yet another person who had been viciously bullied by members of the Bless Unleashed community. We have a reputation. Sooner or later, somebody's gonna hurt themselves, and if that happens, I will be the first to stand up and say, yeah, everyone knew this was a problem, but nobody in a position to do anything about it gave a damn. This time, I want to be a little less drastic, but since a part of the recent update perpetuates the exact thing I was drawing attention to before, it needs to be brought up. And this time, it's actually a community request. I was asked to make this video. So at least this time, this is not just some butthurt dude rambling nonsensicals, it's how the community feels. I encourage you to watch my last rant on this subject, which you can do by clicking the card in the corner here, but here's a summary. A core feature of Bless Unleashed is a set of mechanics that, while well-intended, actively encourage the community to turn on itself. People are being outright dicks to each other. This ranges on everything from ancient chest spawns to rare species tames. It's not just PKs, this is toxicity that spills over into in-game chat and onto social media in the form of threats, trolling, and griefing. In this instance, it's smugglers. Smugglers are NPC merchants that spawn randomly every 4 hours in one of 14 set locations. They spawn one per channel, so technically, it's 14 location times however many channels your server has. Knocking PlayStation servers down to 3 channels from 5, by the way, right before smugglers became crucial, kind of a dick move, just putting that out there. Everything in a smuggler's inventory can only be bought once. So whoever finds the smuggler first gets to make the purchase. The people who know where the smugglers are and are taking the time to track their spawn timers gather in clusters around spawn locations, hoping to be lucky enough to first of all be where the smuggler is about to spawn next, and then being the next person to click on it and buy the sought after item before anyone else does. This whole process is incredibly rage-inducing to some and a massive killjoy to pretty much everyone. Honestly, at least some of the people who are getting somewhere early right now are the ones throwing real money at it to get ahead faster. And I've said it a million times before, if you're throwing real money at it, you didn't really earn what you have. I've said in at least 3 videos now almost this exact quote. These are Bless Unleashed players. Bunch of assholes standing around waiting for content to happen. Rarely has this been more true than it is right now. By the way, when I say assholes, I don't mean Bless Unleashed players are assholes. I mean we're standing around like a bunch of assholes, just to make that clear. Everybody wants to get their hands on an ancient weapon, and you can't complete the quest to do that without items from a smuggler. So competition is fierce, but hurtedness is at an all-time high. Some people are doing their best to keep this information gated so they can benefit before competition expands even more. So here's a quick guide. To start your ancient weapon quest, you need an item that drops from a sealed abyssal chest. So run those until you get one. You'll need various crafting materials to complete it, including drops from field bosses, timed dungeons, a rogue book, and an antique key, both of which are sold by smugglers at this time. Later, you'll need special artisans on your estate, but as far as I know, and I can't confirm this, they haven't been introduced to the game yet, so you'll hit a wall eventually if you hurry too much. Part of the reason I'm taking my time. For locations for all the smugglers, check my guide video here. With the last update, 2 new smuggler locations were introduced. One in Zinkala, here, and one in the Ivory Dunes, here. Once you have the smuggler items, a following step will be to do a corrupted node turn-in at a Talarian Oathkeeper. This is the game's one true actual PvP open world objective. They happen rarely, information on how to find and complete them is not general public knowledge, guide forthcoming, and only one person can win. If you thought people were going to be shitheads to each other over Smugglers, just you wait. I understand wanting to throttle this content so people don't get it too fast, but really if you don't want people to have content yet, just don't put it in the game, okay? This isn't a throttle, this is straight up exclusion. And in light of this information, allow me to be one of the first to say, fuck ancient weapons. It's just another toxic inducing gated mechanic. It will die down a little as more people get the items they need. But here's the kicker, and it's the pattern this community keeps repeating. When the people on top get what they need, they won't stop going for more. They'll try to keep the common rabble from getting theirs, so they can gather more for themselves and then sell those on the player market for ridiculous prices. And Oathkeepers are going to be dominated by PvP guilds. This update is one step forward, 2 steps back. With all the good this update did to reduce toxicity and asshattery, making Smugglers and Oathkeepers vital like this is just taking a giant leap back in the wrong direction. The whole system only serves to divide the community and cause infighting, and that is tragically unfortunate. And all the waiting, it shafts all of the casual players. If Bless Unleashed isn't your whole life, because you have an actual job, or a family, or you are parents, in which case playing 9 to 10 hours a day is wildly irresponsible, you're going to miss out on core stuff, and that is terrible design. Why ostracize what is probably like 60% of your target audience? Let me suggest an alternative design. Put all the stuff that people are spending endless hours standing around with their thumbs up their butts for, and then being dicks to each other when they finally do spawn, in separate instances. Do the blue flashy thing. Set it up so that every individual player can trigger that spawn at any time for him or herself by completing a series of puzzles or objectives. Eliminate A, the necessity to compete with other players, and B, the need to waste hours standing around doing nothing. You could require the player to complete a set of time challenges, like run over there, pick up 5 of something before the timer expires, or parkour to a hard-to-reach platform, then defeat a mini-boss without falling off, also within the time limit. Make it hard. Just don't make it awful and tedious like it is right now. I reiterate, these mechanics do nothing to promote community bonding or cooperation. They damage the community. Period. This has been another Minion feedback rant and design solution. Thank you for your consideration. Now go be freaking getting your shit together. Minion out.